Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. My name is Sifu Bryan. I'm a Northern Prairie Mantis conflict teacher with 30 years experience. It is the 17th of November 2020. Welcome to my weekly quote, guys. I will get straight to it. The truth doesn't care about your feelings. Chernobyl, most definitely. The truth does not care about your feelings because truth is truth. So let's get into a couple of the truths that's been affecting this whole planet, or nearly this whole planet. Some cases with, as we call the pandemic, or I call it the scamdemic. But anyway, official stats watchdog has put the governments under heavy fire for the way it presented data to justify England's lockdown. The government needed to be more transparent. The projections were out of date and overestimated deaths. Well, that's nothing new for this government because, and all the governments around the world, because they've all done the same thing, really. Toxic issues during lockdown see significant rise in babies harmed or killed. Ofsted Chief Inspector Amanda Spearman has revealed 64 babies were deliberately harmed in England and 8 of whom died. Yeah, because we forget there's so many people that are being affected and their voices are not being heard. This media is totally ignoring these voices. Disgraceful. Downing Street rejects calls to end lockdown despite 4 more sets of real-life data showing second wave of corona was dropping and R rate was stable before crippling restrictions based on flawed projections. Yeah. No trace of coronavirus has been found on surfaces and in the air on the London Underground or buses in the capital city. Scientists have said. Experts from the Imperial College London have been carrying out monthly tests. So they found no coronaviruses on the London Underground or in the air. I'll leave that one to you guys. A bit more here. The WHO guidelines up until late 2019 said once a virus is out, generally and about the country, test and trace has very limited usefulness. That's documented and published. But we spent 12 billion on it. Why? So, going back to this quote again, the truth doesn't care about your feelings. Very, very true. Now, moving on, because I could probably talk all day about this I call it scamdemic, because there's so much evidence showing that it's actually overwhelming, but again the media is in bed with these governments and so forth, and I think we're going to have to really look at this media and all, because they've been treasonous against the people of the UK. and the citizens of the world, you know, because all of these medias have been treasonous, and no wonder why there is a clear conspiracy with all of these governments working together to implement, as we would say, their new world order. But a piece of positive news. If you remember in one of my videos, I was talking about um, a movement to look to arrest Matt Hancock, the health secretary. Now, this would be fantastic because he's guilty of genocide and of treason. And if this pulls off, this would be people be celebrating in the streets, most definitely. But just a bit of update on this thing, because a lot of people were thinking that this could be like nonsense or rubbish, but emails come through again, and I can't say this guy's name. I cannot pronounce it. Pinsilla. But anyway, since beginning to write this post, we have received the following email from the Chief Magistrate Office regarding the private prosecution. I can confirm that the application was sent to the Senior District Judge last Friday, and she nominated a District Judge based at Westminster Magistrates Court to deal with your application. As we are an administrative office only, we cannot proceed your application, and it must be dealt with by a court. This is now with the legal team at Westminster Magistrate Court, and once the judge has made his ruling, you will be hearing from them direct. Judge nominated by Chief Magistrate. The nominated judge will have to make is as follows. 1. Whether the criminal procedure and practice directions have been adhered to, in which case the arrest warrant must be issued. 2. Whether the accused should be arrested or ordered to give himself up at the local police station by a certain time to be charged and brought before the Crown Court to plead. 3. Whether the case is of such public importance that it must be taken over by the Director of Public Prosecutions. In summary, the warrant application has now been approved by the legal advisors at the Magistrate Court in Southwark, where we laid the papers, as well as the Chief Magistrate and her legal advisors. It goes on to say, final hurdle. Now, all we need to happen for the warrant to be issued, one way or another, is to clear the final hurdle, obtain the approval of the legal team at Westminster Magistrate Court before it goes before the judge. News on that front will follow as soon as it comes in. Whilst my detractors wince at the denouncement of the truth revealing itself for all to see. To the vast majority who kept the faith, no matter what anybody falsely claims over the past few days, thank you. Your loyalty will never be forgotten. So this is where we're at, guys. We're on the brink of I think creating like major history here. You know, major history. This is gonna be big. You know, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Once this goes through, because there's always something. There's always some kind of loophole they will look to find that it don't go through or something like that. But hopefully, this seems concrete. Um, I think, where are we now? I think the liquidity process. Yeah, I mean, I think we're about to witness the most significant event that has transpired on these shores since Charles I lost his head. This will be significant, significant. So, this guy's not messing about. It's not waffle. It's not waffle. By all means, it's not waffle. He has served all the MPs that voted for the Coronavirus Act, as they've committed treason without getting the consent of the people. But once again, let's go back to the quote: the truth doesn't care about your feelings. And it doesn't. And I want to go on a bit about the elections in the States. Now, once again, it was the media that called out the elections to say that Trump had lost. It's not the media's place to call out who's won an election and so forth. Yeah, and just in them doing that, they have committed treason. So I think these medias around the world are going to have to get sorted out. And all these medias are owned by the same people, the same deep state. But anyway, I mean, it's quite clear that there's been a lot of underhanded business going on. But again, the media says, oh, the elections were fair and so forth. And even though reading information, one of Trump's lawyers, Sidney Powell, my God, this woman is old school. And her words are very powerful because she says she doesn't say anything she cannot prove. Because the media are going on like there's no evidence. But when you listen to this woman, you know what? I would not want this woman coming after me. Jeez. Seriously, Sidney Powell, watch her. She is serious, serious. Evidence coming, she's saying that evidence is coming in so fast. So fast, it's hard to keep up with it. She goes on to say that she's going to expose every one of them, and this is including the CIA and FBI, as they were aware of the particular software they were using, a computer software called Dominion. And what they're saying is that the Dominion software or Dominion supplies sorry, there's a bit more here, but anyway, let me not go on to that. It talks about, it's a Canadian company, this Dominion software. It's also saying that the votes went out of the country and it went to Germany. Basically, the servers, Germany holds the servers, and it also goes to Spain for whatever reason. Votes go to Spain, so these are going to different countries, and they're tearing up. Now, in Germany, in Hamburg, there was a CIA raid on one of the offices, but what they're saying is that this was not true. We'll leave it open to that. But this is big corruption, big fraud going on here. And what she's saying, or what they're saying, is that this could be like this is so big that maybe military tribunals may have to be put on for this, because it's treason. You know what's been going on here, but they seem to have more than enough evidence to overturn these elections. Um, it also going to say 10 million more people voted for Trump. And it looks about true, because when you looked at the elections, there was a lot of people that went to the rallies, and when you looked at Biden's rallies, there was like one, two, three, four people there. It was actually embarrassing, you know, absolutely embarrassing. Um, but this is very, very interesting. Um, I won't go on too much about that, but you know, justice needs to be served in America. You know, you can't have outside forces corrupt, trying to influence the elections out there. Plus, social media were heavily involved and all. But very interesting. But once again, the truth doesn't care about your feelings. Yeah, the truth does not care about your feelings. And I would say, don't believe me. Go out there, do your own homework on all of this stuff here. And yeah, fantastic, fantastic. But I think I'll leave it there. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and please make those comments meaningful. And yeah, let's have a debate. But it's very, very interesting, very, very interesting. So guys, on that note, I'm sure I've missed out something. Oh, the R rate, I think, well, yeah, that's, you know what, guys, go do your research. There's so much of this out there. Go and do your research. But anyway, on that note, take care and stay blessed.